Happy Monday, everyone. We've got some news to talk about on today's Cleveland Browns report as the Browns added not one but two players following their rookie minicamp, which I wanted to talk about that this morning, but that'll get pushed off till maybe this afternoon or tomorrow morning. But we're going to break down both these signings right here, but good reminder to subscribe to the channel if you have not already. So let's talk about Damontae Kazee, a former fifth-round draft pick back in 2017 by the Atlanta Falcons. He's played the last few seasons with the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's 31 years old, 63 career starts. He's played all over the secondary, but predominantly as a safety. I think if a couple injuries were to pop up, maybe you could move him to corner, but that's not the name of the game when it comes to Kazee. So the last few years have been, up and down a little bit when it comes to availability. In 2021, he played all 17 games for the Dallas Cowboys. The last 3 years for the Yinzers, 9 games, 14 games, 15 games. But you can see he's still putting up some good production when it comes to making explosive game-changing plays in the interceptions column. Also, he had a season in 2018 with the Falcons where he had 7 interceptions. But I think this signing is rooted in depth. I mean, Juan Thornhill, released after the season's over, he goes over to the Steelers. So a safety swap. D'Anthony Bell was signed by the Seattle Seahawks. Rodney McLeod retired. So 3 guys who all played, significant snaps last year are no longer on this team, and the Browns have not added a safety in free agency thus far, and they did not draft a safety. So to add to the room with Ronnie Hickman and Grant Delpit, they bring in Damontae Kazee. And I think that's a very smart decision right there. After those 2 guys, there was just a lot of, unknown with the other safeties on this roster. So I'm a fan of this Kazee signing. It's more of I'm a fan of bringing in some veteran depth at the safety spot, especially because Jim Schwartz likes to run a lot of 3 safety looks. So you got to have the right personnel for what you want to accomplish on offense and defense. And with JOK injured, I expect the Browns to lean more towards 3 safeties on the field versus 3 linebackers on the field. And that's where Kazee can join Delpit and Hickman and have a nice role. Plus, Delpit unfortunately did not have, like a lot of players in this defense a year ago, a very strong season. He got that extension 2 years ago, suffered an injury the very next game, missed the rest of the year more or less. I think he might have come back for the playoff loss against Houston, but regardless, him and Ronnie Hickman are the 2 incumbents more or less on this team. Delpit a starter, Hickman kind of graduating to a starter, but now you got Kazee to just sprinkle in a little bit of veteran presence in case an injury were to pop up and you want to toss someone out there who's not a pup, but someone who knows what they're doing. Or, like I said before, if you want to roll with more 3 safety looks, this gives you an upgrade over some of the guys you had who have, very few little experience in the NFL. All right, name a random Browns DB for me. Before we talk about the next free agent signing, I want to tell you guys that you should get in the comment section. And don't be afraid to, shoot your shot when it comes to thinking of a random DB that no one else is thinking of. So scroll on down and give me your best. Let's take a look at Kisean Johnson. I think that's how you pronounce his first name. So he was signed to the Browns' 90-man roster following an invite, a tryout, for their rookie minicamp. So he was not even an initial UDFA signing. He was just invited to rookie minicamp, impressed enough over the weekend to score a 90-man roster spot. So good for Johnson. That's awesome right there. I feel like every single offseason, the Browns add some wide receiver at the last possible moment, and we all fall in love with him. Like, who was the guy? He was a brother of an NFL receiver like 2 off seasons ago. Remember, he was the last one on the bus to West Virginia, and then he was awesome in the preseason, and we all thought he was going to start, or some people thought he was going to start. Ends up not making the roster. Watkins, I think it was Sammy Watkins' brother. I can't remember his first name. Anywho, so which dude? The homeless dude? Oh, yeah, there was the guy that was, he just walked on the field. That happened too. Okay. Yeah. So, anywho, back to Kisean Johnson. Sorry to take the moment away from him. He joins, I wouldn't say a very, loaded wide receiver room. Jerry Jeudy, locked to make the roster. Cedric Tillman, locked to make the roster. Can I say that the same for anyone else? This is a great team to be a UDFA wide receiver on. I don't think Michael Woods is a lock in the same sense that Judy and Tillman are. Same goes for David Bell. Damontae Johnson signed a vet minimum deal with no money guaranteed, so the Browns can cut him no problem. Jamari Thrash, I suppose, is like with Woods in that probably next tier of guys I'm comfortable saying will make the wide receiver room, but yeah, not a bad spot to be if you are a Kisean Johnson or any other UD, maybe DeAndre Carter, I guess, for special teams, but this is a wide open receiver room. Let's say the Browns take 5 wide receivers. Tillman's one, Judy another, Thrash maybe, Thrash probably, Woods maybe. Like we're at 3.5 guys. But I'm excited, just speaking of the wide receivers in general, for Tillman this year because he suffered that concussion against the Ravens, I think it was, last year. Ravens or maybe it was Steelers. And then he missed the last third of the season in concussion protocol. So hopefully with a full offseason to recover, the Browns get more of what they got out of their former, third-round pick when he was healthy after Amari Cooper was traded away. Those 29 grabs, 339 yards, 3 touchdowns. They don't jump out to you, but when you remember all that production came in like a 4-week span, it makes you a lot more confident for what Cleveland has in Tillman moving forward. All right, before we sign off, quick reminder, if you want to get a Quinshon Judkins jersey, a Mason Graham jersey, a Shador Sanders jersey, use our link, chatsports.com/CLE rookies. I put it in the comments and description of today's video. Always appreciate those of you that support the channel by liking, subscribing, commenting. This is another great way to do so, and you get a jersey in return. All right, let's pick a card to call it a video for the morning, period, but we'll have another video going out in 5 or 6 hours. I think I'm going to do it about the quarterback trade rumors with the Saints and then do rookie minicamp breakdown tomorrow morning. Reed, which card do you want to go with?
Ace of Spades.
I'm going to go with 3 of clubs. No, 7 of diamonds. 7 of diamonds. See you guys in a little bit.